If your erections have become soft, inconsistent, or even non-existent, this may be the most important health message you hear all year. Because it's not just aging that's to blame. The truth is, the food you're eating every day could be slowly destroying your manhood. As a surgeon who works with the male anatomy every single day, I'm telling you, what you put on your plate directly affects the strength, blood flow, and vitality of your penis. And if you're over 60, this connection becomes even more critical. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, a men's health specialist and urologist with over 30 years of experience helping older men regain control of their sexual health naturally. I've seen firsthand what works and what doesn't, and today I'm going to share something that most doctors won't tell you, because here's the surprising truth. The very foods many seniors have been told to avoid for heart health, like red meat, seeds, and certain leafy greens, can actually restore blood flow to the penis, raise testosterone, and help you feel stronger, firmer, and more like yourself again. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal 3 specific foods backed by clinical science that can help make your erections rock hard, your confidence soar, and your energy return. And the third food, almost no one talks about it, but it may just be the key to the best sex you've had in years. Before we dive into these powerful foods, you need to understand something most men never hear. An erection isn't just about desire or stimulation, it's a blood flow event. Without proper circulation, nothing else matters. Not testosterone, not supplements, not even desire. When I speak with men in their 60s and 70s struggling with weak erections or total loss of function, I don't ask about stress or medications first. I ask about blood flow. Because your arteries must deliver enough blood to the penis, fast enough and in strong enough volume to sustain a firm erection. That process depends entirely on healthy, flexible, unclogged blood vessels. Here's what happens over time. By the time many men reach their 60s, their arteries have been under silent attack for decades. Years of processed foods, sugar, inactivity, and stress accumulate. Plaque builds inside the arteries, narrowing the pathways and reducing flow. At first, you notice a slight decrease in firmness. Then it becomes harder to stay hard. Eventually, your body can't get there at all. It's easy to blame age, but I've seen countless men turn things around by focusing on vascular health. I remember a patient, 67 years old, a retired teacher. He told me he thought his sex life was over, that this was just what happens to older men. But after changing just a few habits, especially what he ate, he got back what he thought he'd lost forever. His erections returned stronger, his energy improved. Most importantly, his confidence came back. That's the power of healthy circulation. It gives you life, not just in your heart, but in your bedroom. So before reaching for pills or treatments, we must fix the root problem. The great news is you can support blood flow naturally using the right foods. The first food I recommend might surprise you because it's something you've probably been told to avoid for years. But when prepared correctly, it becomes one of the most powerful tools for better erections. Grass-fed beef is the hormone restorer. For years, many of my older patients have believed red meat is bad for them. They've cut back on beef like their doctor told them, but still feel tired, sluggish, and disconnected in the bedroom. Every time, I gently explain that the problem isn't the beef itself, but the kind they were eating and what they're missing by giving it up. Clean, unprocessed, naturally raised, grass-fed beef is one of the most powerful foods for men's hormone health, especially after 60. It's loaded with zinc, which your body needs to make testosterone, the hormone that fuels everything from energy and focus to libido and erection quality. It's rich in iron, which helps deliver oxygen and blood to the muscles and tissues that matter. And it provides high-quality protein your body uses to repair, build, and maintain strength. I had a patient in his early 70s who completely eliminated red meat from his diet. He thought he was doing right by his heart, but didn't realize his energy had dipped. His testosterone had tanked, and his erections had gone from firm to barely there. When we reintroduced grass-fed beef into his diet just twice a week, alongside other adjustments, everything changed. Within a month, his morning erections were back, his drive improved, and he felt like himself again. I'm not talking about greasy fast food burgers or heavily processed meats. I'm talking about real grass-fed beef, maybe topped with a slice of raw cheese, another great source of vitamin K2, which keeps your arteries flexible and clear. It's simple, satisfying, and powerful. But beef is just one part of the picture. To truly open up your blood vessels and supercharge circulation where it matters most, we need something fresh, green, and packed with natural nitric oxide. Most men walk right past it in the produce aisle without knowing what it can do. Arugula is the blood flow leaf. When it comes to leafy greens, most men think of spinach or kale. But one of the most powerful plants for restoring erections and improving blood flow is something you've probably walked past 100 times at the grocery store: arugula. Light, peppery, and often overlooked, this humble leaf is nature's blood flow booster. It may not look like much, but inside every bite is a secret weapon: natural nitrates. Don't confuse these with artificial nitrates in processed meats. The nitrates in arugula are plant-based and clean. When you eat arugula, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes and opens your blood vessels, allowing more blood to flow through them. Better blood flow means better erections. No blood flow, no erection. It's that simple and serious. I remember a patient in his late 60s, a retired Navy veteran. He told me he hadn't had a morning erection in years and felt that part of his life was just gone. We didn't start with prescriptions, we started with food. I asked him to add just 1 cup of arugula to his lunch every day. Nothing fancy, just fresh arugula with olive oil and lemon. After 2 weeks, he emailed me laughing, saying his wife might be more surprised than he was. Arugula is easy to add to your meals, but the effects go deep, relaxing blood vessels, improving circulation, and supporting your heart and bedroom simultaneously. It works fast, naturally, and without side effects. But boosting blood flow is only half the equation. To fully support your erections, your body needs the right minerals, especially as you age. That's where one small food, often forgotten and rarely discussed, makes a major difference in how you feel and perform. Pumpkin seeds are the mineral powerhouse. Sometimes the most powerful things come in the smallest packages. That's exactly how I feel about pumpkin seeds. They're often tossed aside, forgotten after Halloween, or left in the back of the pantry. But for older men dealing with low energy, weak erections, or chronic fatigue, these little seeds can be a game changer. Pumpkin seeds are nature's mineral powerhouse. Inside each one is a perfect balance of nutrients, supporting not just sexual health, but overall vitality. They're especially rich in magnesium, one of the most common deficiencies I see in men over 60. Magnesium is essential for helping blood vessels relax and expand, improving circulation exactly where you need it. It also lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that quietly kills libido and interferes with arousal. Add in zinc, which supports testosterone, and selenium, which helps protect your prostate, and you've got a food that works on every level of male performance. One patient of mine, a 72-year-old grandfather, came in feeling worn down and frustrated. He hadn't had a firm erection in over a year and didn't feel like himself anymore. We looked at his blood work. His magnesium and zinc levels were both low. I had him start eating just a 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds each day, raw and unsalted. He added them to his oatmeal in the morning, sometimes just grabbed a handful as a snack. 4 weeks later, he walked into my office with a grin I hadn't seen before, saying he thought he was back. That's the power of minerals when delivered the right way through real food, not just pills. Pumpkin seeds are simple, affordable, and incredibly effective. When combined with foods like grass-fed beef and arugula, they help create the ideal internal environment for stronger, more consistent erections. But there's still one missing piece to this puzzle, a nutrient that doesn't come from your plate, but from the sky. And if you're low in it, no amount of healthy eating may be enough. Vitamin D3 is the erection hormone. There's one critical piece to this puzzle most men never think about. It's not a food you eat. It's not something you'll find in your spice cabinet or on your dinner plate. It's a nutrient your body makes from the sun, and without it, even the best foods can't fully do their job. Vitamin D3 plays a vital role in testosterone production and blood vessel function. It reduces inflammation, helps regulate blood pressure, and even boosts nitric oxide, the very molecule that allows your blood vessels to open and let blood flow freely to your penis. Yet, despite how essential it is, many older men are dangerously low in vitamin D and have no idea. As we age, we spend more time indoors. Our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight. Before we know it, we're operating at half capacity without realizing it. One of my longtime patients, a 65-year-old widower, had been trying everything to improve his sexual function. He was eating better, walking daily, even using herbal supplements, but nothing seemed to work. When I checked his vitamin D levels, they were alarmingly low. We added a daily dose of 5,000 IU of vitamin D3. Within weeks, he told me something had shifted. He felt clearer, more energetic, and his nighttime erections, something he thought were long gone, had returned. It was a reminder of just how powerful this nutrient can be. I always recommend getting 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight per day if possible. But for many older men, especially during colder months, a quality supplement is a simple, effective way to fill the gap. It's one of the easiest steps you can take to support not only sexual health, but your immune system, energy, and overall vitality. Now you've heard about the foods and nutrients that can transform your erections from the inside out. How do you put them all together into one simple, effective meal plan? Let me show you exactly what that looks like. The ones who see the biggest changes aren't the ones who make drastic overnight transformations. They're the ones who build consistency around just a few powerful habits. And it all starts with one meal. Picture this: a plate with 6 to 8 ounces of grass-fed beef, gently cooked, not overdone, just enough to preserve those vital nutrients. Add a slice of raw cheese on top, which boosts vitamin K2 to keep your arteries clean and flexible. On the side, build a fresh salad using arugula as your base. Drizzle on a little olive oil, squeeze in fresh lemon juice. If you like, add a pinch of garlic or a few chopped walnuts for extra heart-healthy support. Don't forget a small handful of pumpkin seeds, raw, unsalted, full of magnesium and zinc. This simple combination gives your body the protein, minerals, healthy fats, and plant-based nitrates it needs to restore blood flow and hormone balance naturally. Men tell me that after just a few weeks of eating this way 2 or 3 times a week, they not only saw improvements in their erections, but felt more energized, more alert, and more alive in every part of their lives. It's not about dieting, it's about nourishment, feeding your body what it's been craving for years. When you combine that meal with daily sunlight or a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement, you're giving yourself every advantage possible to perform, feel, and live like the man you want to be. But even with all this powerful knowledge, there's one last thing I want to leave you with: a mindset shift that can reignite your confidence and reshape how you approach aging, intimacy, and manhood itself. If there's one message I hope you take away from everything we've discussed, it's this: your body is still capable of healing, of changing, and of performing, not just in life, but in the bedroom. I've spent over 3 decades working with men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Age does not mean the end of your vitality. You simply have to give your body the right tools. We've talked about why blood flow is the foundation of every erection, and how poor circulation, not just low testosterone, is often the silent thief behind weak performance. You've learned how grass-fed beef can restore hormone levels and energy, how arugula boosts nitric oxide and opens up your arteries, and how pumpkin seeds quietly power your body with the minerals it's been missing for years. You've seen how something as simple as vitamin D3 from the sun or a supplement can reignite your system and bring life back to your drive. But more than that, I hope you've seen that these aren't just nutrients. They're building blocks, fuel for your confidence, your masculinity, and your connection with your partner. When you put these foods together in a simple, consistent way, you're not just eating for your health. You're reclaiming a part of yourself that maybe you thought was long gone. I've watched men go from frustrated and defeated to energized and alive again just by making these small shifts. And if they can do it, so can you. This is your second prime. Your golden years don't have to be dull, disconnected, or diminished. They can be powerful, passionate, purposeful. You've got wisdom, experience, and heart. Now you just need the circulation and strength to match. Stay committed, stay hopeful, and most of all, stay in the fight, because the best chapters of your life may still be ahead.